Alrighty, so today I'm going to be doing a 4-year review on my Arcteryx Proton. Probably my most used jacket out of all my jackets so far, next to the Patagonia Nano Air. Finally been able to take this guy out and really use it in some cold temperatures. And in my previous review of this jacket, I was mostly using it in maybe at the coldest 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. But now I've really got a chance to use it in some very, very cold temperatures. Here in Montreal, it frequently gets below -20, sometimes -15, and between 0 and -20, anywhere around there, sometimes with extra wind chill factor and such. As far as the durability of this guy, it is phenomenal. One of the big things you have to watch out for with synthetic jackets is the synthetic insulation that's in them tends to lose its loft really quickly. As opposed to down jackets where they can last up to 30 years and the insulation is still very lofty. Granted, you didn't get it wet much or you didn't wash it at all and you took good care of it. And I'm happy to say that with the Proton, my main use for it is either to wear it underneath my nuclei on a super cold day, and then when I get hiking, take off the nuclei, and if I'm static again, throw on the nuclei. So it's a great layering piece for that. It's also really great if it's ever wet or if I'm going to be sweating a lot because it vents heat so well. So what I've been using it for a lot here in Montreal is going on runs, high output activities like that when it's really, really cold. It is a phenomenal jacket for that. You don't even need to wear a beanie. All I really need is a neck gaiter to protect my face, and has a hood cinch, so the hood keeps you super nice and warm over your head, and you can pop that off if you get too hot or unzip it if you get too hot. Yeah, I find that this guy, as well as the Patagonia Nano Air, is just the perfect very cold temperature, high output activity jacket. As far as synthetic jackets go, there's a lot of cheaper options, but I was fortunate to pick this guy up on super discount from REI for like $130, I think, which is phenomenal. I think new it's somewhere around $250 to $300, which is pretty crazy for a synthetic jacket, but I've had it for about 4 years now and it's been working super, super well for me. I absolutely love it. As far as its use for temperatures, for high output activities, so anywhere from 0 to -20, perfect for just a merino wool shirt underneath. And this guy for running, that's all I wear. And I get too hot just in that, even in those temperatures. And for low output activities, I'd say it's a good temperature between 10 degrees Celsius and 0 degrees Celsius if you're standing still. At 0 degrees Celsius, you would get pretty cold just in this with a shirt underneath it. As far as the sizing, I am 6'1", 160 pounds. This is the large version. It fits me super well. One of the other things I really, really love about this jacket that actually is much better than the Patagonia Nano Air jacket is the material they use on the outside of this guy is insanely durable. It is insanely good at protecting you from abrasions. Well, not protecting you, but protecting itself from rips and tears. I think it's this 4-way stretch something, but when you look at it, it feels like a really low denier. But I have put this jacket through so much bushwhacking, sliding down huge snow mountains, brushing against rocks for 4 years. No rips, not even a little, area where you can see any of the fabric kind of fraying apart. Nothing like that has happened at all. So in terms of, paying extra for durability, I would say 100%, if you have the money, go with this jacket, because if you're going to beat it up and you want it to last a long time, I have beat it up and I've had it for 4 years and it has not even a scratch on it. And that is just so amazing to me. How thin the material they use on this is, and how it, after all the crap that I put it through, it has not had any issues at all. So those are the positives of the jacket. I have another video showing all the bells and whistles it comes with, pockets, whatnot. If you want to check that out, you can look at that video. Some of the things I don't like about it, which I have talked about before, is the cuffs. It has the longer cuffs versus just the tiny cinches. I really don't like that, because the cuffs tend to ride up on your hands when you're doing, any kind of work outside or in a dirty environment, and it just gets really annoying. So that's one thing I don't like. I also think the zippers are a bit too small. I prefer large zippers for working with your gloves. And although I've had it for so long now, I'm pretty good at it. It is hard to unzip the pockets and zip it up and down with the size of the zippers, but the quality of them and the durability of them is great. I just wish the zippers were a little larger. I also wish that the thing to grab for the head cinch had a little bit bigger of a grab, because that is also somewhat hard to find with gloves. Yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. Pretty short video, just a quick update on my most used jacket, I would say, and I think it's probably Arcteryx's best product. And I am by no means an Arcteryx fanboy. I think 90% of the things Arcteryx has is, I mean, they're great products, but like any down jacket from Arcteryx, you can find somewhere else for way cheaper. And maybe it's not going to be like quite as good as the Arcteryx one, but it's going to keep you just as warm and do just as well. I think there really isn't a lot of products I would shell out as much money as Arcteryx is asking, but the Proton, if you're considering anything, I would consider synthetic insulation items. And after that, the only two items I would highly recommend from Arcteryx are the Nuclei, maybe, and for sure the Proton. Proton, just a great jacket for so many different activities. I'm happy to say that even using it in super cold temperatures, it's been a phenomenal layering device for me. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.